everyone. My name is Lee. I grew up in the Lansing area, and I live in Ann Arbor now, and I'm a grad student at the School of Information. And here today I'm going to be talking to you about usability. So the basic concept of usability is that you want to make things that is obvious what to do so it doesn't hurt you or baffle you in some way. And this can apply to anything. So while I'm going to be talking about web projects, you remember that your ATM also has usability problems. So you need to do usability because when you make something usable, you cut down on the number of questions your users have, which means that they don't have to call you, which means you save money on tech support, and it makes your users happy. Happy users tell people. Usability testing with real users counteracts design myopia. Sometimes we get these great ideas and we go to people and we say, check out this awesome thing that I made, and they say, what the hell is it? Ideas that are intuitive to you are not always intuitive to other people. Usability testing can be pretty elaborate. This is a floor plan for the MSU Usability and Accessibility Center, which is great, but it costs thousands of dollars to build. You don't have that kind of money, so this is where you start. If you only have time to do one thing, just talk to people. Make sure it involves your users. You are not your users. And it actually takes more time and more effort to pretend to be your users for marketing research, personas, and all that. Just talk to people. Interviews are the first step to figuring out what your users want from a product like yours. Not yours. You don't have to be that specific. Why are they using it? Where are they going to be using it? What do they hate about it? And how much money can you charge them? So interviews alone, they'll help to nudge your project into a better direction, a lot. But you need to test users. You want to see how they react to your stuff. You want to see where they get frustrated, and you want to see what they love too. So it's not all gloom and doom. Sorry about the graph, but you don't need to test a lot of users. You can just see from looking at this, there's no point in testing more than 5 people. The other thing that's a little less obvious is that testing no people, you find no problems. And you need to pick the right 5 people. If you have high schoolers and senior citizens in a demographic, you need to get at least a couple of people from each group because they have really different needs and expectations. So we need to figure out what do we want to know, what questions we want to ask. Let's say we've invented this great site where you can put videos on the internet and send links to your friends. One question we might ask is, can they figure out how to play the videos? To answer that question, just put your design in front of some people and see what they do. Seriously, just sketch something up. You could do something fancier, sometimes you need to, but it can be a huge waste of time. This took me 5 minutes to draw. This is something fancier. It took me 25 minutes, and it's not even interactive. It's not worth it. What you want to do is convey the idea of the design, and you want to know if they can just find the play button, which they wouldn't on this because I forgot to put it on. Try to remember one thing. You can't all hover around the user while they're doing the test. That makes people nervous for some reason. So you want them to loosen up and be honest and tell you what they're thinking. So take notes, videotape it, just don't hover. And after the test, you want to sit them down and find out what they liked and they didn't like. You can get them to brainstorm by having them sort cards that describe what their experience was like. If you want to go a step further, you can take the reaction cards from several different people and make a small data set with it. This is not scientifically sound, but it can paint an interesting picture of how people actually felt about your product. So no more than a couple of days after each test, your team needs to get together and talk about what you saw. Where did people start clicking and cursing? Where did they get hung up on? You can sketch up new design ideas, and you can play footage of the test for the people that don't believe there are problems. Another great trick you can do, if you want to put your design in front of dozens or hundreds of people, Amazon Mechanical Turk is the way to go. They have people that will do things for 5 cents. So for $1, you can get 20 people to look at your design. So let's say you can't decide whether you want to put the functional sidebar on the left or on the right. So you just make a couple of Amazon MTurk jobs, run it by a bunch of people, see what they like better. So these are all hacks. There is no substitute for the real thing. You just need to make sure you can figure out what your users want. Usability scales. If you pay more money, you will get more out of it, but you can just start here. these are all means to an end. I've shown you a lot of things you could do. You could do more things. You could make up things. But the point is not to use tools. The point is to figure out how to make your design better by making users love them. Thank you.